Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. I am Jim Hacking. I am an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Good to see everybody. Glad you all are here. I sent out an email yesterday for our Sunday email. I'm in charge of Sunday emails, and the Sunday email was all about gratitude. I am grateful for all of you watching. Look at all the people. Everybody already knows the routine. Everyone's chiming in where they're watching from. Yasher's here. Raphael's here. Renee is here. All the usual suspects, all of our friends. We got Amsterdam in the house. We have New Haven, Connecticut. We have Atlanta. We have Rocio, of course. We have Mir watching all the way in Seattle, Washington. We got Sheldon in Colorado Springs, like he often is. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you've had a great start to the week. It's hard to believe. It's the last day of February. It's your boy, Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer. And lots of interesting things going on. Nor and I made a TikTok last night about, or yesterday afternoon, I should say, about Representative Eric Swalwell's idea to kick all the Russian students out of America. And that TikTok got almost 10,000 views, and we had 100 people start following us. If you want to follow us on TikTok, you can do it at Immigration Hacking, Look who else is here. We got Bryce in Chicago, Priscilla in Gainesville. We have Algebra in Arizona, and we have our friend William McCarthy wishing me a happy Monday. I'm going to post the link to the waiting room. Remember, if you're in the waiting room and you want to come on the show, we just need you on camera. Let's go ahead and get this party started. In the house. What's up, AA?
Hello, Mr. How are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Good. I have a question regarding the National Benefit Center. I couldn't find it online. How long does it take for adjustment of status application in the National Benefit Center?
I don't think it depends so much on the National Benefit Center or which service center has your case. I think it depends much more on which field office will handle your interview.
Okay, but how long does it take until it goes to the field office?
I don't pay any attention to that stuff because those stated processing times are a huge average. They're also a BS guesstimate by them, so I don't really put much faith in it. Where will you have your interview?
Well, I live in DC.
DC. So, we have lots of green card. Is it a marriage-based green card case?
Yes.
So your Fairfax interview will probably be in about 10 or 11 months. They're not as bad as other busy cities. I'd say right around a year, probably, hopefully faster, but I think that's probably a good estimate.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye, buddy. Have a great day.
You too.
You got it. All right. Luis wants to know if we're going to open an office in Los Angeles. Maybe one day, but for now, we're just focusing on San Diego. So, of course, immigration is a national practice. We can practice in all 50 states. We don't necessarily have to have an office in Los Angeles in order to help people in Los Angeles. So, all right. Anthrax liked our TikTok video. Thanks for watching that. Oh, I keep saying Anthrax. It's Anthox. Sorry about that, Anthox. We're glad you watched it. Remember, at Immigration Hacking, you can check it out. It's pretty good. I got a little fired up. All right. Let's say hi to Elias. Hello, Elias.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, Jim. How you doing?
Walaikum salam. Good. How you doing, buddy? What's up?
I'm pretty good. I was here about 2 weeks ago about my brother's B1, B2 visa, I-94 expiring. So I have a very strange situation. Good news is his I-94 got extended. So we went to San Diego. Good. Yeah, we went to San Diego, crossed the border. He went into Mexico. So the first day he went to he crossed the San Isidro border crossing, and the immigration officer was just an ass. I'm sorry for the word, but he said he wouldn't extend the I-94 because going to Mexico is considered a partial exit, and he gave him a 1-day I-94 and asked him to go back to India and come back. So the next
why would you go to Mexico? That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why would you do that?
It was recommended by the lawyer that we have here in Atlanta to get his I-94.
The lawyer recommended that you go to Mexico.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
The second day we went to Otay Mesa, and they were fine. They the CBP officer told him to go to Mexico, come back, and he gave him an I-94 extension.
Why do you keep going back and forth? Why? I don't understand what's going on.
So his I-94 was expiring. His passport was expiring in 10 days. So they only gave him a 10-day I-94 when he came in on February 11th.
Okay.
So to get his I-94 extended, you recommended filing it here in the US, but the timeline was higher, and we wanted to convert him to F1 eventually.
So, you think you're going to convert him to an F1 here in the United States?
That was my second question. Said, do I send him to India and go through the regular process of getting an F1, or file B1, B2 transfer to F1 here?
The problem, if you file to transfer to an F1, it's going to take a year, and they're probably going to deny it. So, yeah, I would not have messed around with all this stuff. I would have just sent him back. Why didn't he go back on time?
No, it was only for 10 days. He was only given for 10 days. He was here. He didn't even stay here for 10 days.
My head hurts. Okay. So what's the question?
No, so it was about B1, B2 to F1. That was my question. So you said no.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, you can try it, but those good old days are over. Like, they stopped doing that in a reliable fashion a really long time ago. Sometimes people come on the show and tell me that it works, but I get contacted all the time by people who've been waiting here for a year or 14 months for a decision on their I-539 to change from a B1 to an F1. And then they find themselves really sweating it out, wondering if they're out of status, and it can be a real mess. So my vote is don't do that.
Got it. Thank you.
But the flip side is, the embassies in India love screwing around with people that have an I-20 and want to go to school. So, that's sort of a tough call.
Got it.
Because there's a good chance the embassy wouldn't give him the F1, especially with all the antics with the B1, B2.
Got it, sir.
So he's in a situation where there's no great one answer. It's like, each approach has its pluses and its minuses.
Got it, sir.
All right.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Bye, Elias. See you, buddy. All right. We got Eric next. Eric, you're not driving, are you? Are you driving?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't talk to people. I can't talk to people when they're driving. It's not safe.
Oh, okay. I'm not holding the phone, but okay,
Yeah,
that's okay, sir. I appreciate that.
All right, bye, buddy. All right, let's talk to Nurse Michelle. Hi, Nurse Michelle.
Hi, I watch you all the time, but never think I would get. I get online accidentally because I was sending you a message and then I see something there and I press on it and then it's I'm backstage. I went, what? I appreciate your work with the immigration system. It sucks, but I happen to be in the thing now because my husband, I married him 4 years ago in Jamaica. We filed then, but first it was fiance visa, but he don't want fiance thing. He want to be married. He want to be status thingy. But going forward, he got interviewed January 13 of this year, and then they hold on to the passport to put the visa in it. I can never understand that. And up to now, the end of February, we still waiting on the passport to return with the stamp in it. There's nothing can be done. No contact. I call the number that's there for immigration, but they keep saying there's nothing needed. They don't know why they don't release the passport.
When did the I-130 get approved by USCIS?
It was 2020, November 2020 or something.
So the State Department's had the case for like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You could sue them if you want.
Well, I was thinking about it because I told my husband if they don't give it at a certain time, where I say at the end of February, I'm gonna pursue something else because who knows if they're gonna hold it on March, April, whenever they feel like. And I was thinking about this too. Whenever we do work here, or you call a company or anything, they always say there's a feedback. Remember, if you pay a bill or you speak to someone, a representative, there's a feedback. If immigration have a feedback with all those workers that make excuse for COVID, they would do a better job because nobody gave a feedback and they all other people life in their hand. They pull people string along because it doesn't pertain into them. Now, I'm a nurse that work with COVID patients, and I've been through the pandemic and everything. And I've been traveling through the pandemic too to Jamaica. I have an elderly father in Jamaica as well. What I'm saying is that if you're doing a job and you do it as if you have the license to destroy other people's life, why do they get away with it? I mean, if I have to put that into pursue it to have other people petition it, that they have to let other people give them feedback. How is their job? How was my driving on the road? How is my everybody have but not immigration. They're bigger than everyone.
You're preaching to the choir, sister. I agree with you. I mean, you can go on with this as long as you want. I love it. This is good television, and I agree with you 100%. I'm sorry that you're going through this. I do think that if there was any level of accountability, or like, God forbid, if immigration officers got paid not for messing around with people's lives, but instead getting cases resolved as quickly as possible, I think the world would be a whole different place.
Yes, exactly. But I want to sue them. I want to contact you privately because because this is stressful. I have a pending surgery on my arm, and I need my arm to work as a nurse. But the longer I take to do the surgery, is the more the tendon's gonna be bad, right? And I don't want a contractor issue on my arm. But they don't see those things as important either.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, because of all the good work you did in COVID and because you're having a hard time, I'll be happy to give you a very good discount on the lawsuit. I'll knock a bunch off. So if you go in the private chat and send me your full name, your email, and your cell phone number, I'll have Daniel follow up with you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Michelle.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Let's say hi to Bryce. Oh, hold on. Hi, Bryce.
Hey, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
A little bit frustrated.
Tell me.
So, back on January 3rd, me and my wife, which she's a Polish national, we were at the consulate in Warsaw.
You went to the consulate. You went to the consulate too?
No, they didn't let me in.
Yeah. So she went to the consulate. Yeah. Are you a citizen? You have an I-130?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So she goes to her immigrant visa interview at the U.S. consulate in Poland.
And she, first of all, the lady there at the front told us that this is gonna take an hour, and she was in there for like 3 hours, and I was already outside going crazy. But she goes to the window, to the visa officer, less than 5 minutes. And then he tells her, you know what, you're approved. This was Tuesday, January 3rd. Okay. And he goes, you know what, looks like we got everything you need. We need, you're approved. You're going to have the visa stamped by Wednesday. And then by Friday, you're going to have it at at your mailing location that you picked out. So, we were waiting. And then, we notified the attorney that we're working with, like, hey, great news. She got the visa. Everything went good. And, but then the attorney went online and checked, and she came back to us and told us, well, no, actually the visa looks like it was refused. So, then, it just didn't make any sense. So, finally, we were checking, not on SEAC, but they have this other website where we were checking the status of the passport to see when they would mail out the passport. And finally, we get the passport, and inside the same envelope, there's a white piece of paper. They wanted extra information. The 15 years, pretty much.
You
on
shorted out
everything,
for a second.
like,
Did it say
any social
refuse?
media, email, phone.
Did it say refuse?
Yeah.
In the piece of paper?
Yeah.
221G?
No, they just said that they need additional information. And the information was, the 15-year address, any siblings, their names, and date of birth and spouses. So it looks like
a bunch of BS.
Yeah. So by the time so she was at the interview on January 3rd, we got the envelope back on January 13th with the passport, and that was in there. And right away we worked on getting that information. And then by the next day, the attorney already had sent everything out. They sent back a receipt saying that they received it by the 19th, so like January 19th. So ever since January 19th, we've even contacted the senator here in Illinois, and it looks like they can't do much but repeat what USCIS is telling them. And so, that's kind of, I started looking around and trying to find out what's going on. And basically, I started hearing about, well, there's the possibility of suing them to speed up the case. Now, I guess from what I heard, it's doable within a 60-day period of them receiving the documents. But I don't, at this point, I'm not even sure anymore.
There's no rule that says when I get to sue them. I decide when I sue them. So it's not, there's no like you have to wait a certain amount of time. What was the date that USCIS approved the I-130?
You know what? I don't have that date in front of me, but that is something that I could totally get out to you. And
if you had to guess, like when do you think, like when did you start the whole case, and when did
sorry,
right, that's okay. When did the National Visa Center get the case? If you had to guess,
they probably approved it last year sometime.
Okay. Well, so for us, when we file a lawsuit, it's if the State Department has had the case for 18 months.
I lost the volume with you. I can't hear you anymore.
Okay. You can't hear me?
Let's see.
Your internet keeps shorting out. So
hold on. Where is Facebook? So okay, now I can hear you. I'm hearing you on my computer, Jim.
Okay.
Facebook. So okay, now I can hear you. I'm hearing you on my computer, Jim.
Okay, just real quick. If your case has been pending for 18 months, then you can sue them at the National Visa Center. If your case has been pending at the National Visa Center for 18 months, then we can sue them. Otherwise, we can't sue them yet, probably. All right, we're going to have to let Bryce go. He's having some internet problems. Let's say hi to Justin. Hi, Justin.
Good evening. How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Quick question for you. So I submitted I-130s for my children and my wife. I submitted them back in early January. I only realized afterwards that my kids would actually qualify for an N600K because my dad was American. I've never lived in the States. My dad lived in the States. Mm-hmm. So I could qualify through him based on the N600K. I've already submitted the I-130s. Should I stop that process or let that flow through? Will they get flagged at the by USCIS or not?
I would just ask the question: are you 100% sure that they're U.S. citizens? Because I've never filed an N600K. I think they're really, really hard to pull off and to convince them. I think it's a very high standard, and I don't think they treat those people fairly. So unless you're 100% sure that they are U.S. citizens, that you meet all the statutory qualifications, I would just ride with the I-130.
Okay. Yeah, they would meet it based on my dad's residency. He lived there 26 years before my birth. I've got all the proof of that and whatnot. So, but But yeah, I'll just write out the 130 for now and see what happens. And I guess if we get that all approved,
I mean, the thing is, if they are citizens, then the I-130 could get denied. But I don't think USCIS is going to figure out that Grandpa was a U.S. citizen unless you're like really pushing it. So
yeah,
I just think getting those approved and getting them to process them. The kids are overseas or they're in the United States.
yeah.
Man, is it me? Is it my internet or is it everyone else? Can you hear me, Justin?
Yeah, I think it's your internet today. Maybe
It might be.
It's good now.
Are your kids in the United States or are they overseas?
They're not in the United States. They're in Canada.
Yeah, I'd stick with the I-130.
Okay, beautiful.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
See you, man. All right, looks like Bryce is back. Let's see if we can get him on. Bryce, can you hear me? Bryce, you're on mute.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So what I was saying was I need to know how long your case is sitting with the State Department. Yeah, I can hear you. So what I was saying was I need to... This ain't going to work. No, it's not going to work. Let's say hi to Marwan. Hi, Marwan.
Hi, how you doing, Mr. Jim?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Thank you for you did. And can I ask you please a question?
Of course.
Excuse me, my wife, she applied for me the I-130 and 485, and she was U.S. citizen, and she forgot to put my previous marriage. And when we sent the application, we asked the lawyer here. He told me, "Don't worry. When you go to the interview, you fix the problem." But what? We get A130 approved without anything.
Did you file the I-130 and the 45 together or separately?
No, separate.
Why?
Because she did the A130 and 485.
Is your wife a green card holder or a U.S. citizen?
U.S. citizen.
So you're telling me that you filed an I-130 and then you filed the 45 separately from the I-130.
Yeah.
And the I-130, when you submitted the I-130, you did not disclose that you were married before.
Yeah, no, married before here. She put what I married here, but my home country she didn't put my home country. She only did one. She think only in America. That's why. And when we go to we ask immigration attorney here. He told me no, don't fix anything because I don't think there's match or something, and you have to wait when you go to the interview before you start. You have to like error sheet or something. You have to tell everything. But we get approved A130. But the attorney he say is good for you because they believe your marriage the before. And the marriage before I get approved without after interview. But after that, doesn't go. The 485 doesn't go work out. That's why we.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
What visa did you enter the United States on?
Student visa.
And when you got your student visa, when you went to apply for your student visa, you were married?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so you told the embassy that you were married when you applied for your student visa?
Yes.
So you told the federal government that you were married to someone. What country are you from?
From Yemen.
So you told them, I have a wife in Yemen and give me the student visa. And they gave it to you because they thought that you were married and that would make it more likely that you come back to Yemen, right?
Yeah.
And then now you've also filed an application saying that you were married, that you were only married once, and it was to this current U.S. citizen that you weren't married before, right?
Okay. I'm married 3 times. 1 in my home country and 2 in America. But we the I-130 and 485, we include the marriage. Let me tell you something about last my marriage. My marriage, I married this U.S. citizen. She applied for me, and we got the interview. After the interview, I get I-130 approved. The last marriage, I include my home country because we did it with a lawyer, with everything.
So
After interview,
so now it's even worse. It's even worse than what you said before. So at first you said that there was only one inconsistency. Now there's two, right? So now we have a problem because you have. I mean, this is a complicated mess. I think your attorney gave you really bad advice. You should have notified them right away. I mean, one, I don't know why the I-130 was filed separately from the 45. That was a mistake. Number two mistake was, that why was your wife filling out the I-130 if you had a lawyer involved? I don't understand that either.
No, we don't have lawyer. The second marriage. I told you after we sent the application, we went to ask the lawyer, and he told me, don't fix anything. Wait for the interview and fix everything, before you start the interview. Because if you send any letter right now, like maybe someone read it.
That's generally true. That's generally true, but your case is a mess. Your case is a mess. And now I'm worried that when you go to your green card interview, they're going to think you're a liar. How did you get divorced from the lady in Yemen?
From court.
Court in Yemen?
Yeah, and they approved the I-130 when I go to the interview, the first marriage here, and I told them about my my home migrant, my home married. They approve it.
Marwan, my friend, I think you got a big problem, and I think you got a lawyer. I think you have a lawyer who doesn't know what they're doing. If you want to send us everything to look over, I think what I would probably recommend. I don't know for sure. I would probably right now, as fast as I can, notify USCIS of all this. And say, if you guys want to I might even just ask them to reopen the I-130. I would never usually do that. But in your case, I might ask them to reopen the I-130 so that they can adjudicate it with all the right information. It sounds like they didn't have all the right information. If they had all the right information, they would have called you in for an interview. And then you could have sorted this all out. But right now, I think that if you go into that green card interview, they're going to have the knife out for you. And I think you're going to be in trouble.
This means I have to send because we didn't expect to get the approve. We expect the interview. That's the
but it's because your attorney did a dumb thing and filed the I-130 separately from the 485. There's no good reason. Oh, you did that. Sorry, that wasn't the attorney. That was you.
The first
that was
application.
Dumb.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what the
For everyone who's watching the show. If you're on your third marriage and you're applying for a green card, don't do it without a lawyer. Jesus, I mean, it couldn't get any more complicated than this, Marwan, my friend. I think you have a little chance of getting to stay in the United States, but I think it's a really slim chance. Right now, they're thinking they're going, when they open up your green card case, they're going to say, this Marwan, he's a liar, and we need to get him, and we're going to kick his ass right out of the country, right back to Yemen. That's what they're going to do. So if you don't get my help, get somebody's help who knows what they're doing, because you're in big trouble.
Even the I-130 approved, huh? Doesn't mean that.
Because the I-130 is approved. They're going to say it only got approved because you lied to them. I know you didn't lie. I know that. But they're going to view it all through the glasses of lying Marwan from Yemen. That's what this case is going to be. Lying Marwan from Yemen.
I know. Thank you.
Who's been married 3 times and he's not even 30 years old. Right?
I'm gonna send you all everything.
I think that's a good idea.
I know you're gonna help.
I think that's a good. Inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Buddy.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Marwan. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Woo! That was something. Hey, Noor, are you here? Go say hi to Maho. Maho's in Laura's office. We got a special visitor. Noor's here today. She's going to come in and say hi. But let's go ahead and talk to Moses. Hi, Moses. You're on mute, buddy.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I've seen your shows many times. So I just wanted to ask some questions regarding my sister's case. Okay, she's been married to a U.S. citizen, but her prior case was she was we are all in withholding of removal, which is WOR status, which is like a secondary, like
Your
when you don't get
sister
the
has withholding.
withholding of removal. Yes, withholding. Yes.
So
Uh,
okay. So then what?
Then okay, so we she got married back in 2017,
Yep.
and we have been waiting for the judge to send the motion to reopen the case because we prior to that her I-130 got approved and she passed the interview and such. But we've been waiting for the judge to send that letter, say, hey, we're going to reopen your case, motion to reopen, blah blah blah.
I mean,
So it's
I mean,
2017.
just to be clear, you've been waiting for the judge to rule on a motion to reopen your sister's removal order that came along with withholding of removal, right? So your sister's been ordered deported, and now she has an approved.
No, she's here. No, she's here. She's not
she's
deported.
here, but when you have withholding of removal, you've been ordered removed, but they're just withholding executing on the order. So she has a deportation order, and now she has an approved I-130, and she's asked the judge to reopen that removal order so that she can adjust based on her approved I-130.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So the judge sent the letter. It was last month from her lawyer that the judge is going to reopen the case, and they gave her a date, which is March 10th. Today, I came to learn that the judge has arbitrarily decided to push back the case to March 24, 2024.
It's not arbitrarily. It's not arbitrarily. It's happening in almost all deportation cases right now. It's not particular to her case. It's happening all over the place.
Wow. Because we were surprised, like we've been waiting for like how many years? Like 4 years for that case to be open because of the pandemic. All the courts were shut.
Right.
2019 gone, 2020, 2021.
Yep.
So basically 3 years, and then now she has to wait another 2 years for her case to be open.
Did the judge actually reopen the case or not?
Did the judge reopen the case? Like, has she gone in front of the judge or something?
The goal is that she never goes in front of the judge. Has the judge ruled on the motion to reopen? Did the judge grant the motion to reopen and say, I'm setting aside the deportation order?
No. They just want to have the hearing, initial hearing. Yes. So my sister sent her email saying that the lawyer wants to change the initial hearing to a merit-based hearing, something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with it. So we were trying to push the date as close to possible, but it's very sad news for the family that the judge decided, okay, we're going to push even more further. So is there anything we can do?
It's not personal. It's just how they are. Which immigration court is this?
It's in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, it's just how it is, brother.
Okay.
It sounds like the lawyer's doing the right things. It's just these are the times we live in.
Right. So if there's nothing else that could be done, it's all up to the judge. You mean to say?
Yep.
Pretty much. Oh, yep. Wow, that's really bad. I mean, that's really bad. If there's any law in the future that could replace that and make it more easier for people on withholding or removal to adjust without going in front of the judge, or they can go to USCIS instead or something.
Well,
because she passed the interview.
Yeah, it's supposed to work that way, but I mean, right now, usually when we filed a motion to reopen in the past, usually the judge rules on it without a hearing. I haven't had a real hearing on a motion to reopen, so maybe I might be missing something because I don't do a ton of removal. But back when we did a lot of removal, when we would file a motion to reopen, the judge would just reopen it. So maybe this judge is just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird and tragic. I mean, withholding removal. I mean, we can even reopen our asylum case.
Well, you say it's tragic, but she got ordered deported, man. I mean, she got ordered deported, and I mean, the good thing is there's a path for her. It's just going to take a long time.
Correct. Yeah.
I got to roll, Moses.
Okay.
Sorry, brother.
Thank you.
Yep. Looks like Eric's out of the car. Hi, Eric.
Hi, how are you doing? Thank you. Appreciate it.
How you doing? Yep, for sure.
All right, so my wife's case is now an NBC. I'm just wondering, I think I heard that before doing something else, you have to wait like at least 18 months because we're just waiting for an interview right now. So I just wanted to know what is the time frame that you have to wait, you know?
So your wife, so you're a U.S. citizen,
I'm a permanent resident.
and you filed an I-130 and a 45 for your wife.
Yes.
And when did that case get receipted?
Received or approved, you mean?
Receipted. When did you file the case?
Oh, was February 2020.
February 2020, and you still haven't had an interview.
I mean, I got approved from USCIS. Then it went to NBC. I did all the paperwork stuff. I got.
So your wife's overseas.
Yes, she's overseas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was here. Okay. So which embassy will she be processing at?
Lima.
Lima, Peru. Okay. And so when did the State Department get the case? Do you know?
I think it was around. It was May 2021. I think so. Yeah.
May 2021. Yeah. So we're right now we're not suing the embassies unless it's been 18 months. So that might be where you got the 18 months. So that would be, end of this year you could sue them, I think. Anything sooner than that, they're going to give you trouble.
So you're taking into account that date, not the one from when I've been documentary qualified.
When did this? Yeah. When did USCIS approve the I-130? I guess that's my question.
I think it was also around April or May 2021. Yeah, then it got to NBC.
It's 18 months from when NBC gets it.
Okay, that I have to have an interview, you say?
Well, no. To me, that would be the case to be over. In other words, if your case isn't finished 18 months after the NBC receives it, then I believe the State Department's taken too long, and then I would sue them.
I see. Okay, even if it was because of the embassy that wasn't fully operational, because of COVID.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Okay, good. All right. So I guess I wait it out. But
yeah, hopefully you won't need me. But if you do, we'll be here.
My second question, just something quick. Would I be able to expedite my requests through financial hardship?
You can try, but I think those are dead. I don't think they do anything with those.
I see. All right, worth a shot. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate your time.
Hey, buddy, sure thing. Thanks. All right, let's say hi to Rex. What's up, Rex?
Hey there.
How you doing?
I have a case with your firm under Andrew, who's excellent. We have a I-129F. We filed and it was received in May, so we're April. Yeah. So we are at the 11-month mark. So first question: at what point should we be worried? Because it's just still pending. I don't think there's anything we can do.
I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be worried. To me, it's just more they're just dragging ass on fiance cases. So I don't think it's personal. I just think it's them. I would say if you get to 14 months or so, then I might sue them just to get the I-129F approved. But then you still have to deal with the embassy. Where will this interview be?
It'll be in Morocco.
The worst. The worst.
Yeah.
My least favorite embassy, the one I've sued the most. Okay. So I don't think you should think that anything's personal on your I-129F. I think it's just delayed because they're not working very hard. So I would see how it plays out. Andrew knows what to do with a lawsuit, so he knows when to notify me. So if you get to the 13, 14 months, then we can sue him.
Sure. Okay. Oh, okay, good. And then Andrew kind of reassured us, but we're a same-sex couple, and there's an age difference. That we know that's going to be a factor, but it's not a deal breaker in any way, is it?
Okay. But I'd rather you be, and not to make you freak out, and Andrew will probably get mad at me for saying this, but if I could have picked other embassies, I would have picked other embassies, but it is what it is. So
yeah, exactly.
That's why we sue them.
I mean, because I follow your show I follow your show every day, and we like you've said like you're mad at Fiance cases because like they take it too long, and you kind of like advise people like to take the road of marriage visa, but for us it's kind of like I mean, I think it is like the last result because we couldn't marry Morocco because you know it's a Muslim country and they don't allow gay marriage, and I don't and for me like to go anyone else to have to marry, it's kind of impractical for us since there's nowhere for me to go and have like and marry, like actually like have a
and they're not really letting Moroccans into France too easily.
I mean, yeah,
or anywhere.
Yeah.
So, but
I think we're fine, guys. I wouldn't worry. Just full steam ahead. We're good to go.
Okay, that's.
I mean, do you think like on the State Department level, like on the NVC and on embassy, do you think it's not going to be a really big deal about the gay? I mean, about the age gap, like because we have like a significant amount.
What's the age gap?
What?
What is the age gap?
It's 26 years.
26, yeah.
We've had 40.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's kind of a reassuring for me.
The problem is I just hate fiance cases right now, and I hate the Moroccan embassy. So you got two things I don't like. Not that we can change it, but it is what it is.
And you think the State Department, it could take up to a year once it gets there?
I mean, I guess it depends on the embassy.
It all depends on the embassy.
It shouldn't on a fiance case.
Okay.
But...
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we know we're in good hands. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Hang in there, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Let's say hi to Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing? I like your glasses.
Good. Oh, thank you very much. So my husband is from India. We filed back in August. When we filed, we turned in a birth certificate that was in Hindi. We got it translated to English. When we got it translated, we didn't realize it when we submitted the time, but his parents and his full name weren't on there. They didn't have like last names part of it. So they sent us an RFE.
On the translation?
Right, on the translation and apparently on the original. Oh. So we received an RFE. We reached out to his mom, said, hey, can you go to the government and get a new birth certificate? So we got a new one fully in English with everyone's proper names on it. We submitted that. We are now worried that we should have maybe gotten notarized before we sent it in. Is that something we didn't need to get that done?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But did you get the right form? Did you check the visa reciprocity table to make sure that what you were submitting was what they wanted?
Mm-hmm. We did the exact right form, and he did get his biometrics and stuff like that. So we haven't seen anything being derailed, but we were just worried that maybe we had done a misstep there.
He's in the States?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're fine. That's okay. Fine. You're fine. Wait, so did the biometrics notice come after the RFE?
Yes, it did. Yes.
That's a good sign. That means your case is back on track.
Okay, and then he did just recently get his EAD card too. So
we're rolling. Yeah. Where's your interview going to be?
We're in the DC area, so I'm assuming here at Potomac. But we haven't gotten anything like that recently. We were hoping that we get his advanced parole, and we haven't heard anything about that. We were also we got married, but we're having our official wedding coming up in July. And we're worried. We want his mom to come, but we don't know if that's going to happen. So,
wait. So when you filed the 45, you filed an I-765 and an I-131, and they sent you the approved I-765, but not the 131.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the second time today that I've heard this, and I also heard over the weekend that USCIS was going to start separating out the 131 from the 765. So I think it must be happening because I heard that rumor, and then now I've heard it twice. Just
we asked for it to be filed together. I knew there was something that we had to check saying that we would get it together, but apparently that doesn't mean anything now.
Yeah. They say they're, of course, this is typical USCIS. Instead of fixing a problem that they know that they have, they just come up with some other weird way to solve it. So what they're saying is they believe they can get work cards out faster if they separate it from I-131s. I just think they're full of shit, but that's the deal.
Sounds about right. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate your input.
Good luck, Alyssa. Yep, for sure.
You.
Yep, bye. All right, we have a special guest here. Come on over, special guest.
Hi, everyone.
Do you have something you'd like to? Why do you have that mask on?
Oh, I just came over here.
Do you have something you'd like to say to everybody?
TikTok, everyone. We had a viral video yesterday. Almost 10,000 views.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let me put the link so that everyone knows where to go. Do you want to give a little plug for it? Where do they go?
Oh, so you go to TikTok and then you go to the search and you search immigration hacking, and there we will be.
Thank you, Nora.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
You smell like peanuts.
I know I had some.
All right. Let's say hi to Pape. Hi, Pape.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
All right. I called Norman Friday. He said he's going to call me today so we can have a conversation about my case.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I said that? They didn't call you?
Norman. No, Norman. I call your office Friday.
Who's Norman?
I mean, that's what he said. Roman or Norman, something like that. But anyway, I got a case.
What kind of case you got?
I wanted it got pulled, like the marriage case.
Okay.
I got
you got an approved I-130. Then what happened?
Yeah, January. And then I was in the States since 2000. Now I'm in Africa right now, Senegal.
When did you leave the United States?
2017, July.
And when you were in the United States, were you in status or were you out of status?
I wasn't out of status since we got married. We got a lawyer out of Oklahoma City. She filed our case, but she ended up lost her license, whatever, some like that. The bar canceled her license, and my case ended up like losing it. I don't know what happened to her because she been jacking up client, I guess. She got a lot of complaints.
So you're in the United States for like 15 years out of status, and you hire a lawyer.
17 years.
Yeah, you hire a lawyer who gets disbarred. Did you get deported or did you just leave voluntarily?
I leave voluntarily because my case is kind of complicated.
But now you have a 10-year
somebody's passport to get into the country.
All right, Pape. So what's the question, brother? This is a big old mess. What's the question?
Because they said I need a waiver.
You definitely need a waiver because you have a 10-year bar.
Right. But the problem is, Jim, when I first got to the States, I got a friend. He told me like I can get you like something to work on, and he charged me $300 for it. I don't know. He was filing for asylum for me.
Yeah, a fake asylum case.
I wasn't know anything.
I don't think you're coming. I don't think you're coming back.
Right.
I don't think you're coming back.
Even though the I-130, everything proved.
I-130 just means you're married. That's all that means. But you entered the United States with someone else's passport. You filed a frivolous asylum claim, which is a silver bullet, and they can keep you from ever getting any immigration benefit at all. And you have a 10-year bar. So I don't think you're coming back.
But the asylum, I wasn't know he filed it there.
Doesn't matter, dude. Doesn't matter. You signed it. Doesn't matter.
So that's anything you can do?
No,
about
man.
A waiver or something?
No, I mean, if this were a consult and you were asking me, I would say, Pape, this is going to cost you somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000, and I think you have a less than 5% chance of coming to the United States. So that's what I think.
Right. So I'm messed up.
No doubt.
Right. But I appreciate it, man. That's all I was trying to reach out your office the whole time.
All right, buddy. Yep. Thanks, Pape. See you, buddy.
All right.
All right. Let's say hi to Mokrani. He's been waiting. Hi, Mokrani.
Hey, hi, sir. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah.
What can I help you with?
I have filled up my N400 and I'm waiting for my interview within 3 weeks. And as a review in my application, I found that I missed some questions, and I have something that I may should have asked the lawyer about it or before I apply for, because my green card. I got to the United States first time was in January 2014. As I got the green card, they went back home because I've been working for American company, hoping to get transferred over here. It was an oil field company, and going to school in the meantime, finishing my degree to keep my status green card. I've been coming to United States every 5 months, and I think I passed 6 months one time, but I'm not sure. I got my passport renewed, and after 2016, as I came back last time, I stayed here for like 5 years now. So I don't know if I will need a lawyer for to help on the what I need, because
when did your green card start? When did you first get your green card?
2014, and then I didn't stay. I didn't came to stay until 2016.
And for the first couple of years, you stayed mostly in your home country.
Yeah.
And you would just come back. So
yeah.
Do you know for sure that you stayed out for more than 6 months, or you think you might have?
I'm not sure. I tried to stay less than 6 months, but my work sometimes I work like 3 months straight, no off. So I may have missed one time, like probably 6 months and a week or 2 weeks. That was the first question.
Was that at the beginning of your getting your green card?
Yeah.
So for the last 5 years, you've been here nonstop.
Yeah, I just went home for a month.
Okay, and so I'm going to pull up the N400 real quick just so I can see. Why don't you go ahead and ask me your next question, and then I'll come back to this one.
Yeah, the second one is I got 5 or 6 traffic tickets, and I paid most of them amended. I'm not sure if I have to put all of them there, or because I think I put 3 or 4. I forgot how many I had.
Yeah, so I'm really glad you called, because the questions that you're asking me are totally fair and legitimate questions, but it goes to this issue of when we apply for citizenship or when we apply for a green card, the government doesn't have to prove anything. We have to prove everything, right?
Okay.
So if we go into that interview and say, yeah, I think I might have had a trip more than 6 months, or yeah, I think I have some tickets that I didn't tell you about, they don't like that. It's our burden to show that we're eligible and worthy and deserving of citizenship. So did you say that your interview's in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Which field office?
Here where you are, in Missouri, Kansas.
In St. Louis? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be a good idea for you to have an attorney there. And I also think it might be a good idea to get our help with the tracking down those tickets. 3 weeks isn't a lot of time, but if you know where you got them, we can probably get the rest of them. So yeah, I would say that if you wanted our help, you should send an email tonight to us, and then I can try to see if we can get something working.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, Mokrani. See you, buddy.
See you.
All right. That was Mokrani. Bryce is back. Let's just see if we can finish this conversation we're having. Bryce, can you hear me?
Hey, Jim. Again, I'm just like the internet me today.
You can't hear me? All right, Bryce can't hear us. Bryce, just send us an email, info@hackinglawpractice.com. All right, we're going to go to Arthur. Hi, Arthur.
Hi, Joey.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm fine. I have a little question.
Go for it.
Yeah, I find in for my wife 20 November 2017 November, and it was approved December 2018. I started a MVC February 9, 2019. So everything go through, it states that I had a lawyer, but she don't tell me anything. So I called her. It says for a certain time, after 1 year, he said we should wait. I've been waiting. And so now I called her. They said no. Now she sent the paper. They said they needed W-2, but they don't send me a message that they needed W-2. She only sent a IRS transfer. So I went, I sent a W-2. Then last year, May 21st, they were DQ me. Say by DQ now call them, but then when will be my interview? Send out that they say they don't know the embassy now functioning. I'm from Liberia, West Africa.
Oh yeah, we know Liberia. Yeah, you should have had your interview a long time ago. You should sue them. That's been 3 years. They've had your case for 3 years at the State Department.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do with that. She keep on telling me we should wait.
Who? The lawyer?
The lawyer. She don't tell me anything. Just telling me wait.
She probably doesn't know how to sue them. She's probably never done it before.
So I decided because May the 21st will be 1 year for DQ. So
I don't care about DQ. They've sat on this case for 3 years. They've had 3 years to decide it. You've waited plenty. No one's going to say you didn't wait long enough. 3 years is plenty.
So how much the fee?
It's $402 to sue them, and my legal fee is $4,100, $4,100. So it's $4,502. Most people pay us $3,002 up front, and then $500 a month for 3 months.
So if I get very hacked, I get in contact with you.
Just email us. Do you have our email?
Oh no, actually. I talked to one of I don't say Abigail, something like that. I talked to her before. So
oh yeah, just email Abby back and say you want to sue him.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you very much.
Bye, Arthur. See you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce, I got your message. We will reach out to you a little later on, either today or tomorrow. Okay, brother? He's got me. All right. I got time for one or two more. Let's go ahead and say hi to Stepa. Hi, Stepa.
Hey, Jane. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I have a really quick question. I have a 751 pending, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things get rough. My wife and we have a divorce. It's not final as yet, but my question is, I don't know how soon I will get an interview and all that, but
right. So can I get some facts real quick?
Okay.
All right. So when's the start date on your green card?
That was October 2018.
And you and your spouse filed a 751 together.
Right.
Right. And that case is still pending, right?
Right.
And so what, you filed that when, in 2020?
Yeah.
Okay. And has either person filed for divorce?
She did.
And is the divorce final?
Not yet.
And did you move out of the address that USCIS has on file for you?
No, she did.
She did. So if USCIS came knocking on your door tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., she wouldn't be there.
Right.
So that's not good. Right? And if I asked you on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being we submitted just a little bit of marital evidence and 10 being we submitted every scrap of paper known to man, where would you fall on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say 10. I mean,
10? Okay, that's good.
We have our kids together.
Okay.
I submitted bank account, all that.
Mm-hmm. And if they were to knock on her door tomorrow and say, "Hey, what's the deal with Stepa? Is this a real marriage? And should we give him a green card?" What would she say?
She would say yes. It's just that we have different we have different ways of doing stuff. So it's like, you know, it's
So
so complicated.
yeah. So some lawyers say that when you're in a situation like you are, Stepa, that you should ask USCIS to convert the jointly filed 751 into what we call at the office a 751 solo, where you're doing it by yourself. I don't think that cuts it. I don't think that cuts it, and I don't think that's the cleanest way to do it. I think the cleanest way to do it is, number one, you got to get that divorce finalized as quickly as you can. And then you file your own 751 without her, saying this was a good faith marriage, as evidenced by my beautiful children and all the evidence that I have, and ask them to approve it without her. Now, if we can get an affidavit, the other thing I would do is I get an affidavit from her saying, yeah, Step is a good guy and this was a real marriage. It just didn't work out because we sort of went our separate ways. That's a ton of work. And I think it's really hard to pull off. This is like, we do a lot of these. In fact, I just signed up one of these today. I think we can help you, but it's a lot of work and a lot of time. So I don't think just leaving your 751 out there floating around, waiting for them to call you for an interview or knocking on your door is a good idea. I think you need to get the divorce get the divorce finalized, get your 751 solo on file, and then you can make sure they have your right address, and then you're on much safer ground immigration wise.
Okay. So as soon as I get the divorce finalized, I can contact you guys, right?
I would say contact us sooner rather than later, because what I'd like to do, especially, how far along is the divorce, would you say? Is it almost done? Is it?
I think almost done, because this was the thing. It came, my lawyer sent it to me, and I realized that when I'm reading through it, it got an error pertaining my child birth here. So I explained it to her, and then she sent it back to my wife lawyer. So they're making some correction or whatever
on the divorce decree.
Right.
Yeah, so that's not a big deal. So it sounds like you're almost done. Well, I mean, I think that what I would like to do, to me, the most important thing is to get that affidavit from her saying, you know, like this was what we do is we would go through your whole life, like your how you met her, why you married her, how your relationship went, and then we try to get you to sign that, and then we get her to sign a condensed version so that we nail down her story before USCIS comes knocking and before the divorce, before she gets mad about the divorce. I don't know if she's in a friendly mood now, let's get that statement from her under oath where she says, yeah, this is legit, just in case she gets mad later and wants to screw you. We have it sort of nailed down already.
Right. I think that was my question, Jim.
All right, Stepa. Thanks, man. Nice to meet you. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, man.
See ya. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. Daniel Axelbaum will be in the house. Don't miss him. He was gone all last week. So we'll be glad to have old Daniel on the show. Noon Central tomorrow. And bring us all your questions. Have a great night, everybody.